Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead. Time for supper. So, I bet a bunch of you are like, is she gonna do another freezer clean out meal? Yes, she is. Yes, she is. So, I've got my pan over here, and we're gonna put us some olive oil in there, which I need to refill, by the way. I keep forgetting to ask Tom to grab it from way up there so I can refill it. So I was thinking, you know, like we freeze up meat, we freeze up vegetables, we do this, we do that. I have onions frozen up. I just didn't want to dig through the small freezer in the back. And I have celery too, I'm sure. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm out of it. But I have that frozen chicken. I took a package of that out. I've got some of my mixed vegetables that have been frozen that need to be used up. So, you know, what happens if all of a sudden you're like, what am I going to make for dinner? It's just, what am I going to make for dinner? So, why not make soup? I know, I've made it before, but that's okay. There's about to be duplicates here and there. So, let's make us some chicken noodle soup. So, the first thing I'm going to do is dice me up some onions. Because you gotta have onions. I know some of the soups that you buy, they don't have all that, do they? That's very unfortunate. I think onions add so much flavor to everything that we eat. Alright, so let's keep dicing these onions. And if I pause once in a while, that stuff is finally starting to break up. And so you know what that leads to? A coughing fit. We're actually going to see if we have something in the basement freezer that's frozen, and going to make that up for Tom's favorite tomorrow. And we're going to try something new. I'm going to try my burner on, but just under medium. I just want to get, you know, these softened up a little bit. I know they would get done while you're boiling your soup and everything like that, but I just think sometimes when you just, you know, like marinate your veggies and kind of, you know, I just think it tastes better. And I was looking on the computer and I took a nap. And I'm like, oh shoot, Tom gets out of work in 15 minutes. It takes him a while to get home, but still. Time to get dinner started. This is his long day. He works on Saturdays, 12 hours. And I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper in with that. Of course, we're going to add more stuff later. And we don't want to add too much salt because, you know, we're going to use chicken broth, so that has quite a bit of salt in it itself. But I just kind of want to show you how when we have food frozen, how, you know, we can really actually put a meal together in no time. You know what I mean? And just pull stuff out of our freezer and we're good. Now this is one of my deboned chickens. This one only has just the white meat in it, which is fine. That's my favorite actually. I know a lot of people like dark meat on the chicken and turkey. I'm not one of them. I'll eat it, but it's not my favorite. And I just had to call consumers because my motor on my freezer started making that noise again. Hadn't done it for 3 weeks or however long it was. And now all of a sudden it's doing it again. So they will be here Monday between 12 and 4 to look at my freezer. Alrighty, let's get all that chicken cut up. Now I'm going to put garlic in with it too, but I'm not going to do that until they're a little bit closer to being softened, because you don't want to burn your garlic and then it tastes like crap. So it's going to have quite a bit of chicken, There's probably going to be quite a bit left too, which that's fine. We can put it in bowls and freeze it. No big deal. And you can use any kind of noodles, and I kind of bought some special because I've never ever used them before. So I'm going to use bow tie. Never seen them in soup, but who knows, it might be really good. I'll be back. Okay, so it's not softened yet, but what I want to do is I actually want to not necessarily brown up my chicken, but maybe get a little bit of color to it. And kind of get the flavor, you know, mixed in with it. I don't know. I'm not a soup maker. We'll just do the best we can with it. How's that? We're going to add some garlic to it. And we're going to get all that stirred in together. And get everything a little bit warm, and then I'll be back. I decided while I was sitting here waiting for that, I would make up a special treat for Tom's lunch on Monday. So I took some cucumbers, some celery that I have left, and some carrots, and I put them in the little plastic container. And then this week at Kroger, they had these Marzetti dips, buy one, get one free. So I put one in my little bowl here, and I'll put the lid on it. And there's one of his snacks for lunch. Then, of course, I'm going to make the ones with fruit and cottage cheese, too. Make those up for the week. But, so let me get the camera put over there, and I'll be right back. Alright, so now, I'm just going to add this. This is going to be a very vegetable-y thing here. We're going to add the rest of those vegetables. No point in them going back in the freezer. I had a little bit of chicken broth left from the other day, so we're going to use that first. And then let's see how many broths I'm going to use. Because I've got a lot of vegetables in there. Let's put another full one in. I know I can make my own, but I'm actually out of all my own broth. So I found these on sale at, I think it was Walmart or Meijer during Thanksgiving. And I bought like 20 of them. Alright, so I'm going to use that last one that I have over here too. And if we have to add water, then we have to add water. It's okay. Not a biggie. Alrighty. And this will help deglaze the bottom of anything that I didn't get when I was stirring it. Look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? I think that looks really pretty. So let's add some more pepper to it. And then when we taste it, we'll decide, does it need anything more? You know what I mean? So now I'm going to let it simmer for probably 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'm going to bring it up to a boil so that we can add the noodles. So I'll be back. Alrighty, so now I've been letting that marinate probably for about 35 minutes so that all the flavors could come together and the vegetables aren't frozen anymore. And I'm not going to use this whole thing because there's not a whole lot of liquid in there, because obviously I put a lot of veggies and a lot of chicken in it. Alright, so now we got it back up to a boil. And we're going to add maybe half this box. Let me see how it looks after I add those in there. Might be able to add a few more. And then I'll just use those when I cook something else with noodles, and it'll just be mismatched noodles. So now we're going to just bring that back down to a simmer. You guys know this is my nervous point that I get every time I do adding raw noodles to anything. So we're going to let that cook, and let's see how the noodles do. It always makes me nervous. Alright, so now the soup is done. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lid on it, but I'm going to leave a crack in it because I don't want the noodles to overcook or anything. And that way it stays nice and hot. Tom should be home in about a half hour, so it should still be piping hot. I got some eggs boiled up for his lunch next week. Got the leftover noodles. I like to multitask while I'm out here in the kitchen and get stuff done. So his extras for lunch are all ready this week. So I'll be back when he gets here and we'll give it a good taste test. Hi, Tom.
Hi.
Long day, huh?
Yeah.
We just caved in, and what went on?
The AC.
Oh, it's 80 degrees in here. I said, no, we're not turning it on, because once we do, it stays on the rest of the year, and I like fresh air, but whew, I'm sitting here sweating my tail off. So, you had a long day?
Very long.
There's dinner. I wished I'd have added just a little bit more broth, but that's okay. Or less noodles, one of the two. But I think it'll still be tasty. Go ahead.
Well, good.
I used up the veggies from the freezer and chicken from the freezer. And he's got a piece of bread over there to dip into it.
Mm-hmm.
You liking that?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, hey. What do you think, Jack?
It's pretty good.
Pretty good or is good? Or is bad?
Yeah, very good.
Okay. Alright, we're going to let this hungry man, he's been gone 16 hours today, so we're going to let him eat and kind of relax a little bit because he's got a long list tomorrow, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. You guys have a blessed night. Be a blessing. Oh, and thanks for watching the review videos. I had to get 4 of them out today, so we got 2 more to do tomorrow. But they're going to be some really cool ones. Alright, so you guys have a great night. Bye, Tom.
Bye, Tom.
Bye, Jack.
Bye.
Have a great night, guys.